Sanam, Yogi Amandeep Singh,
Blessings.
from the most amazing place in my deep, deep, deep heart. Do I gather the wits about me to have you here in this wonderful high country to honor our spirit and our soul with your teachings.
Thank you.
We just finished a mantra workshop where you taught us how to use the tongue and the upper palate. So we feel fulfilled. And we're going to go down deep inside to the beginning practice, the beginning times of this yogic practice. Because you're the scholar and you know the truth.
Wow.
Some of it. But to me, all of it. You're my hero. So
we all know the truth and it's all inside us. Yeah. It's a recognition.
Yeah, you talked about today remembering. What was remembering?
Yeah. It's called Simran.
Simran.
And which means remembrance. We have forgotten our true nature. And the whole idea is about going back into remembrance, going back into Simran, and remember who we were before we were conditioned by the world. The true nature of yours, which is sometimes referred to as Atma,
Soul.
or self, or soul, or consciousness, or God. Whatever you want to call that, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah, so the remembrance of who you are, not about, all the conditioning which the world has given us.
At what age does the conditioning start?
A beautiful question. At the age of 5, according to the yogic writings. Yeah, we are very pure until the age of 5, and the conditioning starts all the way. And we are more or less conditioned by the age of 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that why at 12 you ran away? Well, let's tune in first. Let's tune in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, will you tune us in? Thank you. We welcome you all to Light on Kundalini. We welcome you all to Papios. We welcome you all to the sacred mantra of Om Namo Gurudev Namo, in which our dear friend, Master Teacher Yogi, will tune us in.
So before we tune in, I just want to share some meaning behind this very unique mantra.
Okay.
So Ong, we know, is the universal consciousness. And Namo, Na means not, no.
Okay.
And Mo means I, the
Okay.
conditioned I.
Okay.
So Namo means the conditioned I in me does not exist. Only the universal consciousness is. So Ong, Namo, I am not.
Okay.
So that's the tuning in.
Fantastic.
When you are not, then the universal consciousness flows into you. The next sutra, Guru Deva. Guru means wisdom, Dev means light.
Okay.
Okay, the wisdom of light is Namo, I am not. So tuning in actually means to negate yourself off, to move yourself away,
Okay.
so that something higher can come and flow through you.
Okay.
So this is a mantra of negation,
Okay.
negating yourself. Whoever you are, the conditioned self, you are not there. You at that moment, just a channel called Ram Das. Rama means the divinity, the totality. Das means channel. So Ram Das means the channel of totality.
Okay.
So eyes are closed and we will tune in with Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Satguru Name, Sri Gurudev Name, Adguru Name, Jugadguru Name, Satguru Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Beautiful.
Okay, so 12 years old.
Mhm.
You were 12 years old.
Yeah, I ran away from home to
You
become a sadhu, to become a yogi. And it's a very long story. But finally I was caught and I brought back home. Then I tried for the second time at the age of 40 to meet the sadhus, to meet the yogis.
Now tell me about this group of sadhus.
Yeah, so
At 12 years old, when did you start seeking out the sadhu?
you know, if I go back, I have pictures of myself, age of 5, wrapped around in a yellow cloth and just sitting down and doing like that with my hair open. So since a small boy, I always wanted to be a sadhu. And so the journey, started even, I don't remember, even as a small boy. And as I mentioned, so I tried to leave the world and become a sadhu. And then I was caught, brought back home. And then age of 14, I tried again. Age of 16, I try again. And then I decided not to run away and stay at home.
What happened at 16 to make you decide to stay at home?
It was just an understanding, a realization.
So important.
It just came into being. So I think as we grow, our consciousness changes, our viewpoint changes. And so at the age of 16, I just decided, like, this is not my path, running away. I was supposed to be in the world and serve the humanity rather than trying to just go up in the mountain and shut myself off and work on myself. And I thought it was important to share whatever I have that I have obtained. And also along the journey, I had the privilege to meet many great masters, many great yogis from different various lineages. From the Nirmala tradition, Sriman Swami Gyandev Singh Ji, whom I learned Vedanta from, and many other Udasi yogis and sadhus, which I had the privilege to study with. But something was always missing, and that got completed, or I would say the whole cycle, the circle, completed when I met Sri Singh Sahib Yogi Ji. And I knew my journey was over, and now I'm supposed to sit and meditate and share whatever comes through and whatever flows through. And so I've been traveling around the world for the last 8 years and sharing the way the teachings come, sharing the way the flow comes. And nothing is mine, all belongs to the Guru and my beloved master, Sri Singh Sahib Yogi Bhajan.
Where did you meet Yogi Bhajan?
I have been with Yogi Bhajan for life after life after life after life.
So you recognized each other?
Yeah, and at the age of around 20, when I had the first interaction with him, it started off with letters. So I wrote a letter to him, asking him to accept me as his student. And he wrote a letter back, and that was the first letter I had from him. And he predicted my entire life in 5 paragraphs of that letter. And what I'm doing now was in that letter.
It feels like the thread that Guru Arjan had with Guru Ramdas.
Guru Ramdas, the letters, the love letters.
The love letters.
So you see, there are 2 kind of children. One is called the Nadi, and one is called the Bindu. So Bindu is when you give birth to an individual, that's the blood lineage. And then you have the Nadi lineage, which is when a master gives birth to a student through the sound current. So I believe that we, all of us, we are the Nadi, the children born out of the sound current. So,
Clearly, because it was the first experience of the sound current that drew me to this yoga.
Beautiful.
Was
beautiful.
listening to the sound current.
Beautiful.
Because immediately, because we try to understand how do we find the level in which we're supposed to be cozy in?
Exactly.
Because there's so many choices, so that's why, so many people go to so many different teachers, so many different practices, and everybody's a bit confused. Me too, at one time in my life. But right when I found Kundalini Yoga as taught by Yogi Bhajan, it worked. It was like, it's like when you became 16 years old and said, I'm not running anymore.
The yogic teachings talks about two births. One is the physical birth, and the other one is when you are born through the sound current, Shabad.
We spoke of Shabad today.
Exactly. And you had your experience, you just shared that with me, and that was the sound current, the Shabad. You took the second birth. I took a second birth, and there are many other people around who have taken their second birth. First birth, everybody takes. Second birth, only those who seek shall take the second birth. And only by taking the second birth, you realize the wisdom of the universe. If not, you just carry information. So one is information, one is wisdom.
And the third most important, if not the first, is the awareness.
Awareness, beautiful.
To
Dhyana.
check, dhyana. To check in continually with the breath. To say, I feel cozy here. Or, my breath is shallow, I don't feel so cozy here. Better keep moving on.
Everything is in the breath. And in the yogic science, there's a beautiful kriya where we tell people to look at the tip of the nose.
Should we try it?
Yeah. And one of the reasons why we look at the tip of the nose is because the truth is under the nose, which is the breath.
You said that today. No, because here I am sitting in the class, and I'm looking at the tip of my nose, and then you said the truth is under, and so now I'm like underneath the tip of my nose.
Exactly, the breath comes and
hollow
goes.
parts of my nostrils, looking for the truth.
The Pavan Guru is coming in every moment, and as the breath comes in, there's a sound of so, and as the breath goes out, the sound of hum. So hum. And this is the truth. You are the totality. You are the totality. You are that. You are the infinite. That's what so hum means. You are the totality. Constantly, the Pavan Guru is giving you the message, drop your smallness, drop your cage, and just accept the wide expansion, the totality as you are. So we'll do a small meditation on that.
I would love that, because I feel, as I'm working with so many young people, middle age and old, they don't believe that they can at some stage in their life. They don't believe they can drop that because they've been through so much pain. And it could be loss of a sibling, it could be divorce, it could be loss of a parent, it could be, there's just the pain. And you spoke in the other night in the workshop about the pain. And when you extend your arm and you feel that little, pain, but brought the awareness.
Heighten your awareness.
Heighten the awareness. So
that is the aim of the postures.
I love that. Because people will drop their arm and say, oh gosh, I mustn't feel the pain.
Yeah, just to add on, when we hold these postures, it's not to build muscle. Right. That pain or that sensations heightens up, and that automatically moves your awareness into it. That grounds you. The aim of the asanas is to ground you into your body, because we are too much in the head. The idea is to go into the body, because body is in the here and now. The mind is either in the past or in the future. Okay? So we'll do a beautiful meditation.
Okay.
Just change this. We can cut it out later.
So as you just changed the sound current, one must realize, as we're offering these to 20 million people, this teaching today, and we're grateful you're all here with us, recognize that the sound current is going to change after every part of your recognition of what you want to teach. Beautiful. Or what you want to, contact inside of your meditative heart and soul. So with the sound current being so different everywhere in the universe, all the different types of music and sound current, you have to really understand what that beat is doing to the body.
Exactly.
So you chose to turn that particular sound current into another sound current.
Perfect. Okay.